Music. Hi there, welcome to another new video from F1 News. After the race in Miami, we're now getting ready for the race in Spain. Of course, we're going to talk about the whole racetrack and everything cool about it, the Barcelona-Catalunya track. But first, we're going to see how the racing teams will use this time to change their game plans. Today we're talking about Mercedes, the team that everyone writes about the most and has the biggest question marks around them, the Spanish Grand Prix will be a super important moment for Mercedes to decide what to do with their Formula One car, the W13. But before we jump into this, we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss any updates. Done? Great, let's get started. The biggest thing everyone's talking about at Mercedes is their car's bouncing problems. The German car company is having a really hard time stopping their car from bouncing up and down like crazy. This bouncing has been bugging the W13 car since the season started, and it's making it impossible for them to race against Ferrari and Red Bull. The team has been looking for answers for weeks, and they think the next F1 race in Barcelona will be the key moment to figure out what to do next. Since Mercedes drove their car during pre-season testing with their regular side panels, the Spanish GP race will give them a perfect chance to compare how different car designs work and how fast they can go. They haven't made much progress at all this year. Everyone's putting so much pressure on them that Mercedes needs to make decisions really fast. This includes whether or not they should keep using their zero-pod design. This week, Toto Wolff was asked if he could promise the team wouldn't go back to their original car design. His answer was, "Well, I wouldn't say no to anything, but we need to trust all our people. They've made awesome race cars before, and we believe this is the right way to go. Barcelona will definitely be a time when we can compare it to what we saw in February and get more information." I'm also annoyed about saying the same thing about getting data and trying experiments. But it's science, not magic, so you have to break down all the information. The main problem is that Mercedes' zero-pod design is causing unexpected issues. By showing more of the car's bottom part, it makes the car bounce even more. Wolff said, "If you walk around looking at all the cars, you can see that our floor edges stick out way more than everyone else's. That makes it work differently and gives it much more chance to be unstable. I think that's where our design is different." The Barcelona car they first showed is much slower on paper, but they need to figure out how to make their current car work in a way that drivers can predict. Hamilton is one of the drivers who has complained about the car. The British driver said after the race in Miami that the team hasn't been able to make the car better. "We've been struggling right from the start, flying blind for a bit," said Wolff. "It's clear there's speed in the car and it's fast, but we just don't know how to unlock that speed. It's a car that's probably super hard to drive at the limit, going in and out of working well, more out than in. Looking at all the data with a tiny tool is just painful because it takes forever. But how much time does Mercedes still have? In the meantime, they've had to take some really hard hits. People keep comparing them to other teams and asking why Red Bull and Ferrari are winning while they're not. Then there are the problems within the Mercedes team. After Hamilton went quiet during the winter break and didn't talk to any reporters, lots of people wondered if he would even come back. He did come back, which made Mercedes fans really happy, but soon he found himself in a really tough spot. Not only did the promising W13 turn out to cause way too many problems, but Hamilton also had a really hard time mentally. He talked openly on social media. "Some days it's hard to stay positive," wrote the seven-time Formula One world champion. "It's been such a tough year with everything happening around us. I've been going through a tough time in my head and heart for a long time, and it takes a lot of strength and hard work to keep going, but we have to keep fighting. We can do and achieve so much," wrote the 37-year-old British driver who lost his 8th world title in the last race last year and watched Max Verstappen become world champion in Abu Dhabi, which really upset him. I'm writing this to say it's okay to feel the way you feel. Just know that you're not alone and that we're going to get through this. I'm sending you all good vibes and love. The friendship between Toto Wolff and Hamilton seemed to get worse after a few races in the 2022 season. After the race in Italy, for example, pictures came out showing a heated argument between Hamilton and Toto. This showed that they had a fight after the British driver got out of his car before the second qualifying session was stopped. Also, Wolff got really mad at his driver, who also seemed to have had enough. The two then turned their backs on each other because they were annoyed. Nobody knows exactly what they said, but Nico Rosberg has an idea. Lewis might have been frustrated on the team radio and complained that they don't listen to his ideas about strategy or complaints about the car. There was maybe a tiny chance that the track would still be good despite the rain. Maybe Toto was angry about that. It just shows the stress is really getting to them. Instead of getting better, they're actually getting worse, nearly 2 seconds slower per lap, and their worst qualifying session in 10 years. The tension will get even worse inside the team. When asked for a comment, Toto said, "We were just so angry about the session in general. He let out his frustration to me and I did the same to him. It was totally about the same thing, no problem." Also, this weekend in Miami, Hamilton was clearly not happy with his team at another really important moment in the race. Hamilton counted on his team's smart planning, but things went differently. He said, "You want to be able to count on those guys, but today they put the decision in my hands and I don't understand why." That was really unlucky. During the race, they kept going back and forth about whether Hamilton, like George Russell, should make an extra pit stop. When the safety car came out, it was the third time in 5 races that the safety car came at a bad time for Hamilton. When talking about that moment after the race and asking if stopping would have been better, the Mercedes driver told Sky Sports, "I honestly have no idea," he started before going back to the discussion with Bono. "At that moment, I don't know where everyone else is driving. So, if the team says it's up to you, then I don't have the right information to make that choice. That's your job. Make that decision for me because you have all the details." In the meantime, we're still hopeful that Mercedes will find the right path again, even though tensions seem to be getting higher and their strategy is getting more and more confusing. We still hope that Mercedes will also be able to get better in the Spanish GP, and that we'll see a glimpse of this amazing team again. What do you think will happen with Mercedes in the upcoming race? Let us know in the comments below, but please, keep it nice and respectful. We look forward to seeing you in the next F1 News video, and for now, thanks for watching.